Okay, so our next topic is Kirchhoff's rule. Okay, Kirchhoff's rule and its applications. So current and voltage in a simple electrical circuit can be found by using the Ohm's law. That already we have studied. Ohm's law. So simple circuit, current and voltage if we want to find out, we will find out from the Ohm's law. But for a complex electrical circuit, Kirchhoff's laws are used to find the current and voltage in different parts of the circuit. So first we'll discuss the Kirchhoff's first law or rule, Kirchhoff's first rule. And Kirchhoff's first rule is also known as junction rule or current rule, or in short we call it KCL. KCL. Kirchhoff's current law. Kirchhoff's current law, or we call it junction rule, or we call it current rule, or first rule. So before starting the Kirchhoff's first rule, some general terms related to the laws we will discuss. The terms related to the laws we will first discuss. So first thing, what is the meaning of a junction? Okay, these words we'll use in the laws. So what is junction? When three branch or lines, when three lines or more meeting at a point is called a junction. Okay. Now suppose this is our circuit diagram. Now look at point A. How many lines are meeting? 1, 2, 3, 4. So more than here 3 are there, 3 or more than 3. Then A is a junction. B, how many are there? 1, 2, 3. So B is also a junction. D, 1, 2, 3. D is also a junction. Now look the E. Only 2 lines are there, 1 and 2. Lines are meeting at point E. So E is not a junction. E is not a junction. Okay. So A, B, D. C is also junction. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 lines are meeting at a point. So C is also a junction. So when 3 branches or lines or more meeting at a point is called a junction. Now next is branch. What is the meaning of branch? Current path from one junction to next junction is known as branch. So from A, this is one junction, and this another junction B. So this is one branch. ये एक branch हो गई. From here to this branch, and from A to B, this is another branch. So from one junction to another junction, this path is known as branch. One branch, this is second branch. Now this is also a junction, this is also a junction. So this is also a branch. Okay. Now C is also a junction, D is also a junction. So this is also a branch. And this is C to D is also a branch. Now next, what is the meaning of a loop? Okay. A closed path of current. A closed path of current means from one point and coming back to the same point is called a loop. Suppose from A, starting point is here, and from here again will come back to A. This is one closed loop. Okay, this is known as loop. From point A and back to point A, this is known as a closed loop. Okay, so junction, what's the meaning of junction? Then branch, and third one is loop. Now branch will finish as the next junction comes, and the current through the branch will remains the same. Okay, the current through the branch will remains the same. Now the first rule. What is the Kirchhoff's first rule This rule is also known as KCL, Kirchhoff's current law. So first law is the sum of all the current at the junction is 0. The sum of all the currents at the junction is 0. Summation I is equal to 0. Now suppose O is the junction, because how many lines are meeting here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is point O is known as the junction. The sum of all the currents I1, I2, I3, I4, all the sum of all the currents will be equal to 0. Okay. Now one thing, for our convenience, we have to take current leaving towards the current coming towards the junction. If we take it as a positive, then current leaving from the junction will be taken as negative, because both directions are opposite. So one you have to take positive, other you have to take it negative. If you are taken coming towards the junction positive, so this will be negative. Now when we write it, so I1 will be plus, I2 is minus, then I3 is also leaving the junction minus, plus I4 plus minus I5 will be equal to 0. Sum of all the currents at the junction must be equal to 0. Okay, or we can write it I1 plus I4, and this negative we have taken on the other side. So another definition, we can write it in this way also: sum of all the current approaching the junction must be equal to the sum of all the current leaving that junction. Okay, sum of all the currents approaching the junction must be equal to the sum of the current leaving the junction. This is also one statement. Either you write it this one or this one. Sum of all the current approaching the junction must be equal to sum of the current leaving the junction. Now the first rule is based on the principle of conservation of charges. So the first rule is based on the principle of conservation of charges. Okay, now Kirchhoff's second rule. Kirchhoff's second rule, we call it also loop rule or voltage rule. In short, we call it KVL, Kirchhoff's voltage law. And first law KCL, and second law is as a KVL, Kirchhoff's voltage law, Kirchhoff's current law, KVL. So what is second law? In a closed loop, the sum of potential difference across all the element is 0. In a closed loop, the sum of potential difference across all the element is 0, or the potential difference across all the element and EMFs of all the sources in any closed electrical circuit is 0. Summation V is equal to 0, or close integration of V1 plus V2 plus up to Vn is equal to 0. Second law is based on the principle of conservation of energy, and first law is based on the principle of conservation of charges, and this is based on the principle of conservation of energy. Now how to apply the Kirchhoff's law? This is important. How we have to apply the Kirchhoff's law? Suppose this is the electrical circuit is given. Okay, so first we have to apply the Kirchhoff's first rule, because here direction of the current is not given. Okay, so first we have to give the direction of the flow of the current in the given in this circuit. So we have to assign the direction of the current in each branch. So we can start from the junction, or we can start from the battery, or from the branch. So we can start from the either from the direction of the current from the junction, or battery, or branch. Okay, so here two junctions are there, B and C, because three lines are meeting. So this is the junction, this is also a junction. So I am going to start from the junction. You can start from the battery also. From battery E1 if current is flowing I1, and battery E2 current is flowing I2. So here how much current will flow? Okay, we can start from the battery also. If you want to start from the battery, we can start from the battery, or in each branch also we can start from this branch. 3 branches are there. One is this from C to D. Second branch is this C to D, and third is from this C to this D. Okay, 3 branches are there. So in each branch we can assign the different currents, or we can start from the junction also. So let's start from the junction. If current is I1, so I1 if start from D from here, the same current will flow and reaches to point C. So points, after reaching the point C, here again how much current is there? I1. Now if I2 is moving downward from the junction, so here also how much current will move? I2. Here also I2, and here also it reaches the I2. So let here how much current is flowing in this junction from C to D branch, how much current is flowing? I1 plus I2. So let this I3 is equal to I1 plus I2. So at junction D, I1 is moving upward, I2 is moving downwards, leaving the junction, and this current is coming towards the junction. So I1 plus I2 is equal to I3. We will get one equation. I1 plus I2 leaving the junction must be equal to the current towards the junction, approaching the junction. I3 is equal to I1 plus I2. So if it is not given, you have to assign the direction of the current. If it is given the question, then no problem. Okay, so first thing is draw a current. Draw current from one or more cell, or from the junction, or you can write it branch also, according to your and follow KCL distribution of current. Okay, you have to draw the current from the either from the junction, cell, or whatever you feel convenient, your convenience, and follow the KCL distribution of current. Okay, approaching the junction must be equal to sum of the current leaving the junction. Now second step is choosing the loop. Okay, choosing the loop. First point is the loop should be closed loop. Loops can be involve any number of cell, resistor, capacitor, etc. But the loop should be closed. Now second point is direction of the loop path. We have to take according to our convenience, clockwise or anti-clockwise. Direction of calculation we have to take clockwise or anti-clockwise. Suppose we have to find out the current in each branch I1, I2 and I3. I3 is equal to I1 plus I2. So if we get I1 and I2, we can find out the I3. So for finding the two different currents, we need the two equations. So direction of calculation, we have to take it by our own convenience, either clockwise or anti-clockwise, whatever you want in a closed loop, but loop should be closed. So one loop is A, B, C, D. This is one loop A, B, C, D. So here direction of calculation I am going to take clockwise. The direction of calculation I have taken clockwise. You can take anti-clockwise also, clockwise also. Okay. So generally take it if the direction of the current and direction of the calculation should be same. If you take it different also no problem, but generally take it direction of the current and direction of the calculation should be same. Now see the direction of current and direction of calculation, that's why we have taken it clockwise. Both are same direction, clockwise. Now I will just draw it separately, it will be clear now. Now look in the cell and remember this point. This is the direction of calculation, clockwise. We have taken clockwise like this. So direction of this is the direction of calculation. Now see the direction of calculation in the cell, its ending point. Direction of the calculation in the cell, its ending point is negative. This one is positive. Big line is positive, small line is negative. So ending point of the direction of calculation in the cell is negative. So we will take here minus E1. Okay. Direction of calculation ending is negative in cell. So delta V is equal to minus E1. Or if you want, you can understand like this also. This is positive, so this is higher potential, this is lower potential. So if current is flowing from higher potential to lower potential, higher to lower, so there is potential drop. So from higher to lower potential drop. So delta V is equal to minus E1. Okay. This is the direction of calculation. Ending point is minus, so we will take minus E1 if it is 40 volt, minus 40 volt. Or from higher to lower potential, so potential drop, so minus E1 if it is 40, minus 40. Suppose if direction of calculation we have taken anti-clockwise. In earlier we have taken clockwise and now we are going to take the anti-clockwise. Okay. If we have taken anti-clockwise, so this is the direction of calculation, its ending point in the cell. See the ending point of the cell and ending point of the direction of calculation. This is positive, ending point is positive, direction of calculation of the cell, ending point is positive. So we will take delta V is equal to plus E1. If it is 40 volt, plus 40 volt. Okay. Here ending point is negative. Or you can understand current is flowing from lower potential to higher potential. Lower to higher potential. So potential gain. If potential gain, then delta V is equal to positive. Now in the resistor, if the direction of current and direction of calculation both are same, for the resistor if both are same, direction of current and direction of calculation, then it is negative. Means if both are same, direction of current and direction of calculation, then delta V will be negative. Now if both are different, direction of current and direction of calculation are different, then delta V will be positive. And current V is equal to IR. So here it is different. It will be positive. So remember it only in the cell you have to see the ending point of direction of calculation, and in the resistor you have to see both are same, then negative. If both are opposite, then it is positive. Suppose this is the question and we have to find out the value of the current, and direction of current is already given. So first thing we have to take the direction of calculation either clockwise or anti-clockwise. Suppose I am going to take the direction of calculation clockwise. This is clockwise. Clockwise means this. Like this. Okay, clockwise. So now see first from this cell. So here direction of calculation, ending point is negative. In this direction of calculation, ending point in the cell is negative. So we will write it minus 10 volt. Now here current I is there. Now in this resistor, this is the direction of calculation and direction of current, both are same. So again it will be minus. (38) into I, because V is equal to IR. Sum of the potential difference across any loop is 0, Kirchhoff's second law. Okay, 38 into I. Now come to here. Direction of calculation is this. So ending point in the cell of direction of calculation is positive. So we'll write here plus 200 volt. Now here current I, and this must be equal to 0. Sum of potential difference across all the elements in the closed loop must be equal to 0. 200 minus 10, that is 190. So 190 minus 38I is equal to 0. 38I is equal to 190. So I is equal to 5 ampere. So if we have to, this is simple circuit. If we are having another circuit, one more circuit is attached here, and we have to find out the two values I1 and I2. So we have to take the two loops. If we have to find out the three values I1, I2 and I3, then we have to make the three equations. So we will take the three different loops.